Hi students, in today's session we are going to start our 5th chapter, that is consumer protection. It is the last chapter in commerce theory. Okay, so consumer is the important person for the business organization. He is an important person for the business organization. Why the business persons are producing goods or providing services? Just because to satisfy the needs and wants of the customer. By doing so, they want to earn some profit. Because of that reason, the business organizations are exist in the societies. That's why we call the consumer as the omnipotent king for the organizations. Business organization don't want to leave a single consumer, because the consumers are the persons who purchases the products or who hires the services from that business organization. By taking that, they are paying price towards the business organization, which is the main revenue, which is the direct revenue for the business organization. Every human being is a potential consumer. Every human being. We are all consumers. We are purchasing several products. We are using several products. We are aware of several services. Right? So, all the human beings are the potential consumers, and the consumer needs are similar throughout the world. The needs of the consumers are similar because we need food, we need clothes, we need shelter. All these are very similar, but it changes depending upon the environmental and climatic situations, and also social factors will influence the consumer buying behavior. So, every person or every human being is buying something. Every organization is selling something. To satisfy his needs and wants, the consumer is purchasing goods from those business organizations. Here, consumer and customer. Consumer and customer looking to be the same. Obviously, in the eyes of law, the customer and consumer is considered as a one and the same. But there is a slight difference. That is, the consumer is the person who consumes those products, who uses those products with the permission of the person who really have the ownership rights. And here the customer means who purchases that particular goods. For example, father, he is the head of the family. He purchases all the necessary items for his family, and those items are utilized by all the family members. Here, the father is treated as a customer, and the family members are treated as a consumers. Of course, it is not that much of big difference. In certain cases, we are using the customer and consumer as a synonyms. Okay, next. The consumer purchases several goods. Those goods may be consumables or durables. Those goods may be consumables or durables. Consumables are those like wheat, rice, food items. All these will consider as a consumables. We can directly consumed by the consumers, which directly consumed by the consumers without other actions that we need to perform. Coming to the durables, those are like electronic goods, refrigerators, washing machines, TVs, bicycles, all these will constitute as a durables. right? Consumer may purchase consumables and durables. Here the customer and consumer is one and the same in the eyes of law. So what consumer is doing? He is purchasing certain goods by paying some consideration towards the business organization. That consideration is called as price. After paying price, we are consuming those goods. When we are consuming those goods or we are using those goods, if the consumer is not satisfied, in certain cases the consumer will not satisfy. Why? Because of the poor quality of the goods, because of the high price that are charged by the shopkeepers, because of the number of contents that are required to be in the packet is less than, and several other factors, maybe it of a defective product. Because of this reason the consumer is not satisfied. These all happen towards the consumers because of the business organization. Is we have to bear that? No. The consumer is not want to bear such malpractices which is done by the producers or the business organizations. The consumers are protected. The consumers need to be protected from those organizations which using those kind of products or which providing those kind of products to the consumers. Here, firstly we know what is the definition of the consumer is. The definition of the consumer is given to the goods and services separately. We are purchasing goods and we are hiring services. Those are different in the point of view of the law. Here, according to Consumer Protection Act 1986, according to Consumer Protection Act 1986 defined consumer in terms of goods and in terms of services. First we look after the consumer for the purpose of goods. One who buys any goods for consideration. Consumer is the one who buys any goods for consideration. Here consideration means what? Price. Okay, and any user, the person who uses that goods of such goods other than the person who actually buys it, provided such use is made with approval of the buyer. Here the person who buys the goods gives the authority to use those products by some other person. That person also considered as a consumer. For example, A buy a motorcycle. A buy a motorcycle. Okay, then that motorcycle is given to B. Here the motorcycle is purchased by A and it is given to B. In the eyes of law, both are consumers. The person who is purchased that motorcycle and the person who is using that motorcycle by the authority which is given by A is called as consumers. That what the definition is saying. Okay, according to Consumer Protection Act 1986, for the purpose of goods, the consumer is one who buys any goods for consideration and any user of such goods other than the person who actually buys it, provided such use made with approval of the buyer. It is relating to the goods. And coming to the services. According to Consumer Protection Act 1986, for the purpose of services, the consumer is one who hires any service or services for consideration. Here, in case of goods, we can touch those goods, but in case of services, only the experiences are there. There is no physical product. right? So one who hires any service or services for consideration and any beneficiary of such services provided, the service is availed with the approval of the such person who had hired the service for consideration, is called as a consumers. Okay, so the consumers are, as we know, that omnipotent king for the business organization, but those consumers are get exploited by the some of the business organization. Not all business organization is doing malpractices. Some of the business organizations, because of the some of the producers, the consumers are get exploited. Some of the producers are producing goods that are hazardous for life. Some of the producers are charging more prices. Some of the producers are producing defective products, less quality products. Not all business organizations are doing so. Right. So there is a concept that was developed to protect the consumers from those malpractices. Those concept is called as consumerism. The concept is called as consumerism. Here, consumerism means protecting the consumers from all the organization in which they have exchanged relationship. In which they have exchanged relationship. Okay, the concept is consumerism. Consumerism, which means protecting consumers from all those organizations in which they have exchanged relationship, is called as consumerism. Some of the business organization, government, all those will provide this concept towards the consumerism to protect the rights and responsibilities of the consumer. There are certain rights and responsibilities that a consumer have. Right to information, right to get quality products, right to seek redressal, right to safety, all those are the rights of consumers. Okay, so those are protected. We need to protect them because the producers are well organized. The business organizations are well organized, but the consumers are not in organized form. That's why they got exploited by some of the producers or the business organizations. So we need to avoid that type of activities. Right. In the earlier years, there is a rule, that is caveat emptor. Caveat emptor. It is a rule which means buyer beware. Buyer beware. According to this rule, the buyer have to be aware of the product, what is purchasing. At the earlier times or at the past golden days, what happens? The buyer and seller meet together and they started the transaction of buying and purchasing. Purchasing and selling. These transactions will happen between the buyer and seller directly. So at that time, the buyer uses his knowledge towards that product. Is it quality-ous or not? Is it price-worthy or not? All these things are checked by the buyer. But it is not happens in today's scenario. Right? Because many of the transactions are taking place without meeting of the seller. So here this rule also depend upon the relation between the buyer and seller. Sometimes those transactions are influenced by the relationship between buyers and sellers because they have personal contact. So this rule is not applicable for today's scenario because many of us purchasing several goods through online where we are not have the flexibility to touch the goods, and we not have the flexibility to collect the proof, or we don't have the flexibility to check the quality of that particular product. Because of these reasons we are getting exploited. So this rule is not applicable. Buyer cannot check the goods, and in today the goods that are manufactured are more complex. We don't know each and every part regarding that. For example, if you want to purchase a car, you don't know about the engine, its parts, how it works, how it is connected, all those elements we don't know about that. We simply rely on the description that is given by the seller. Okay, by these reasons the consumers are getting exploited because the producers are well organized, they formed a group, but the consumers, of course, they scatter throughout the world, they scatter throughout the India, but they don't have the proper organized setup. So the consumers are needed to be protected. Mahatma Gandhi, the father of nation, also said about the consumer, his meaning of poor consumer. He says that according to him, the consumer is the most important visitor for our business organization. He is not dependent on us, we are dependent on him. He is not interruption to our work, he is the purpose of it, and he is not an outsider, he is a part of the business organization, and we are not doing any favor by serving him. He is doing favor us to give the opportunity to do so. Mahatma Gandhi said these words about the consumers. He said that the consumer is most important person for our business organization. He is very important. He is very crucial person for our business organization, and he is not dependent on us. He is not dependent on us. Here us means the business organization. We are dependent on him. We are dependent on him. He is an interruption to our work. He is the purpose of our work. And he is not outsider of our business organization. He is a part of business organization. And we are not doing any favor to the consumers by serving him. And he is doing favor by giving us the opportunity to do so. By these words, we can understand how the consumer is important for the business organizations. Okay, then if the consumer is exploited, if the goods are defective, if the trader are using an unfair trade practices, then the consumer has to raise a complaint. The consumer has to raise a complaint towards the problem, towards its suffering regarding that product or services to the respected authorities. Then how to file a complaint? Here we need to consider the elements of who can file a complaint, who can file a complaint, what complaint can be filed, where we have to file a complaint, and how we have to file a complaint. Those are discussed. The first one is who can file a complaint. Who can file a complaint? Who can file a complaint? The first one, consumer can file a complaint. The consumer, the customer or the consumer who purchases that goods, who uses that goods can file a complaint. And organization or reputed organization of consumers, reputed organization of consumers, whether the consumer is member or not. A reputed organization of consumers, whether the suffered consumer is a member or not in that particular organization, they can file a complaint, and the person who purchased or hired goods or services, they can also file the complaint. Okay, and next one, legal heir or representative. Legal heir or representative in case of death of the consumer by using a particular goods or by using a particular services. If death of the consumer happens, at that cases the legal heir can file a complaint, and one consumer or more than one consumer or more than one consumer where the numerous consumers having same interest, these people can file a complaint towards the problem that they suffered. First one, consumer, and next one, a reputed organization of a consumers where the consumer is member in that organization or not, and next one, the person who purchases goods or the person who hires the services, and a legal heir or representative in case of death of the consumer is taken place. And if one consumer or more than one consumer, when the number of consumers are numerous, in case of one consumer or more than one consumer may file a complaint against the loss that they are suffer from using a particular product or goods. These people have the right to complaint towards the loss to the respected authorities. Okay, and we learned here who can file a complaint. Now we have to know what complaint can be filed, on what issues the consumer can file a complaint. Okay, the issues that we need to know about to file a complaint. What complaint can file? What complaint can file? The first one is where trading malpractices and restrictive trade practices. If the trader is doing malpractices or any restricted trade practices are doing by the trader, then regarding those issues we can file a complaint. Here we means the consumers can file a complaint or the reputed organization may file the complaint, whether in case of it is the matter of hazardous for the life of the persons. The central government and state government have the authority to file the complaint. Okay, here authority is not, it is the right. They have the right to file a complaint against that particular organization or trader. And the goods that are purchased, having defects, one or more defect. Okay, a price charged excess over, sometimes the price charges excess by the shopkeeper. Those prices are fixed by the, sometimes by law or the government, or the price which is shown on the packages and goods, the price which is shown as a catalog price. If you charge more than the catalog price, and the price which is decided between the two parties, If the shopkeeper is charging the price which is fixed by law, the price which are displayed on the packages or goods, the price which is displayed in the catalog, or the price which is made a contract between the two parties. If they charge more than this, then they can have the right to file a complaint. Okay, for these reasons we can file a complaint to the authorities. First one, trading malpractices or restrictive trade practices by the traders, and the goods that are purchased having some defects, or price charged excess, price charged more than decided by law, which is on the packages and goods, which is on the catalog, and which is decided by the two parties. Now we discussed about who can file a complaint and what complaint can be filed. Now we are going to discuss about where we have to file a complaint. Where we have to file a complaint. Where to file a complaint. Where to file a complaint. It is based upon the value of goods and services and the compensation that is needed by the aggrieved party. It is based upon the value of the goods and services and the compensation that is needed by the aggrieved party from that particular business organization. If the value of the goods and services is up to 20 lakhs, then they can file the complaint through the district forum. If the value of goods and services exceeds 20 lakhs but it doesn't exceed 1 crore, then the complaint is made to the state commission. If the value of the goods and services is above 1 crore, then those complaints are made towards the national commission, district forum, state commission and national commission. If the compensation and the value of the goods and services are below 20 lakhs, we can file a complaint in district forum. If the value of goods and services and compensation is more than 20 lakhs and below 1 crore, then we file a complaint in the state commissions. And if the compensation and the value of goods and services is more than 1 crore, then we can file a complaint in the national commission. This is what where to file a complaint is. Now we have to know how to file a complaint. How to file a complaint. how to file a complaint. Here the complaint is filed by a person or the authorized agent of the person by post. We can file a complaint by the person or an authorized agent of the person by post. We have to write down the complaint in the white paper. Okay, that paper is supported by some of the legal documents, which means there is a need of stamp duties. It becomes the documentary evidence for the transaction or for the complaint. It becomes the documentary evidence, and we have to note down what kind of relief that we sought from that particular organizations and what is our problem, what the loss that we are suffered. Those elements are written neatly, and the address of the aggrieved party and the address of the opposite party and what kind of relief that we sought from that organizations and the complaint regarding what issues, all those are written, and it should be posted to the respected agencies. Either it is a district forum or for it is a state commission or it for national commission. Okay, so we have to file complaint by using these methods or these ways. A consumer can file a complaint on the defects of the product or restrictive trade practices of the product or the price charged more than the decided, and it should be for district forum or national commission or state commission depending upon the value of the goods and services and the compensation, and we have to send those complaint by post. Okay, by writing all the descriptions relating to the problem that we faced by using that particular goods and the relief that we sought from the organizations and the aggrieved parties addressed, opposite party addressed, all to be neatly mentioned, and it is supported by a documentary evidence. Okay, then there are some redressal agencies that are available for consumers for their grievances towards the goods and services. These are established under Consumer Protection Act 1986 at 3 levels. These are established at 3 levels. Redressal agencies, consumer redressal agencies, consumer redressal agencies. 3-tier agencies are there, which is established under Consumer Protection Act 1986. Those 3 are District Consumer Redressal Agency or District Consumer Disputes. It's not redressal. District Consumers Disputes Redressal Commission, which is known as District Forum, and State Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission, which is known as State Commission, and Third category is National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission, which is known as National Commission, These three-tier mechanism is available for the consumers for their grievances. These three-tier mechanism is available for consumers for their grievances. First one, District Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission, which is called as District Forum, and State Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission, which is called as State Commission, and National Consumers Dispute Redressal Commission, which is called as National Commission. Now we are going to discuss about these commissions along with their jurisdiction, appeals and constitutions, which means compositions. How many members are to be there in the district forum, state commission and national commission. Okay, you have to note down these elements in your notes and keeps follow the classes regularly. Okay, so the first one is district forum. And next one is state commission. The next one is national commission. Okay, then the first one is composition. How many members are there in the district forum? The district forum consists of one chairman and two other members. One chairman and two other members. In other members, one of should be a woman. One of should be a woman. In the state commission, it consists of one president and two other members. One president and two other members. One of should be a woman. A woman. And in the National Commission, it consists of one president and four other members. Four other members. One of shall be a woman. Okay, it is one of the criteria. And next one is jurisdiction. Jurisdiction. The value of the goods and services and compensation does not exceed 20 lakhs. Does not exceed 20 lakhs. In case of state commission, the value of goods and services and compensation is exceeds 20 lakhs but does not exceed 1 crore. Where in the National Commission, the value of the goods and services exceeds 1 crore. Exceeds 1 crore. It is another criteria. Okay, next, appeal. If the consumer is not satisfied regarding the decision that is taken by the district forum, then it can appeal within 30 days. Within 30 days to State Commission. State Commission. If the consumer is not satisfied with the decision of the State Commission, then within 30 days they can appeal to National Commission. National Commission. If the consumer is not satisfied with the decision of the National Commission, within 30 days the consumer can appeal to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court. These are the elements that are relating to the consumer redressal agencies. The first one is district forum. The first one is district forum. District forums are established by the state government in each and every district. District forums are established by the state government in each and every districts. Composition. District forum comprises of one chairman and two other members, one of whom shall be a woman. The chairperson is of the district court judge. He is in the level of the district court judge. He is appointed as a chairman for the district forum. And jurisdiction. The district forum deals with those cases where the value of goods and services and compensation does not exceed 20 lakhs. Where the value of the goods and services and compensation does not exceed 20 lakhs will comes under the district forum. And next, appeal. If the consumer is not satisfied with the decision of the district forum, then he can appeal the same to the State Commission within 30 days of order passed. If the consumer is not satisfied with the decision of the district forum, then he can appeal the same to the National Commission within the span of 30 days. It is about district forum. And coming to the State Commission. State commissions are established by the state governments in each of its states. State government is established by state commission is established by the state government. Okay, here the composition. How many members are there in the State Commission? Is one president and two other members. Here the president is in the rank of High Court judge. The president is in the rank of High Court judge, one of whom shall be a woman. State Commission is comprises of one president and not less than two members, and one of whom shall be a woman, and it is ranked by and it is chaired by the person president and who is in the rank of High Court judge, State High Court judge. Okay, then jurisdiction. It considers the complaints where the value of goods and services and compensation is exceeds 20 lakhs but does not exceed 1 crore. Those complaints will file in the State Commission. And appeal. If the consumer is not satisfied with the decision that is taken by the State Commission, they can appeal the same to the National Commission within the 30 days of span. Within the 30 days of span, the consumer can appeal the same to the National Commission. This is all about State Commission, which is established by the state government in their respective states. Okay, and next one, National Commission. Here, the composition for the National Commission is, there may be one president and not less than 4 members, and one of whom shall be a woman. Here, the president has the rank of Supreme Court Judge or retired Supreme Court Judge. Okay, then here the jurisdiction for National Commission is where the value of goods and services and the compensation exceeds 1 crore can directly complain to the National Commissions. If the value of goods and services and compensation that are sought from those business organizations, that complaints can be directly filed with the National Commission. Okay, then appeal. If the consumer is not satisfied with the decision of the National Commission, they can appeal the same to the Supreme Court within 30 days. Where they have to appeal? In Supreme Court within 30 days of span. It is all about National Commission. These three are 3-tier mechanism for the consumer disputes. Okay, then the National Commission is situated at New Delhi Janpad Bhavan, and it acts as a master for these 2 commissions. It asks for the complaint details and how many complaints they received, what is the status of those complaints, and it gathers the reports that are required from the State Commission and District Forum. It acts as the administrative body on these 2 commissions. Okay, these are the redressal agencies that are available for consumers under Consumer Protection Act. Thank you.